All right. Welcome to the live commitment of Kyle Vaka. I'm here with Craig Sager, the co-host for today's show. We're super excited to talk to Kyle. Great journey. I'm going to start first with just Kyle, kind of walk us through after kind of your junior season, right? You're having a great year. Offers start rolling in for you. So just tell us a little bit about that and just how your recruiting journey was.
Yes, sir. It's been great so far, definitely. It's been a blessing for sure just to have opportunities to play at the next level because I know not everyone gets those. So I've just been super grateful for opportunities to play at the next level. And regardless of the offers that came in, I've had the same mindset the whole way, just going to keep working it and see what happens. So that's kind of been my attitude towards the whole thing. I'm super grateful for all the opportunities, but I just kept going and kept working.
Yeah, Kyle, when I see you play, it just stands out. You're a complete receiver. So you had this experience early in your career, but obviously what's driving you is also wanting to play at the next level. So how have you just bought into the craft of wide receiver and just worked hard just to develop the speed, the routes, just to make yourself complete?
Yeah, I think I knew early on that it was going to be really hard for me, especially just where I was at as a freshman. I think I looked in the mirror and I was like, this is going to be really hard, but I'm going to do it and I want to do it. And I knew it was just going to be a matter of trusting God and putting the work in and not really comparing myself to anyone else. Because comparison is a bad game to play. So I didn't really look around and see what everyone else was doing. I kind of just put my head down and went to work and trusted God. And it all kind of worked out how it was supposed to.
For sure. And by the way, Najeh and I, we have no idea where you're going. So that's going to be fun. But talk about this senior season, because this is the big time where it's like, okay, you put your name out there. This is the last chance to make that push. How have you been able to just come out there? We saw you week one, the big touchdown. Just describe your play this year, just how comfortable you are out on the field, just how you've been able to develop.
Yes, sir. I feel like it's just been a huge blessing being at Kell. And especially, like you said, being a senior and playing since I was an early sophomore, it's like the game has slowed down so much. And it feels like I'm just out there having fun and playing with my teammates. So the game has definitely slowed down a bunch. And I have a great staff around. We have a great coaching staff around us at Kell. I think the best coaching staff in the state. I have some great teammates, and it's just fun going out there on Friday nights and not really thinking and just kind of doing our thing.
Now, I want to ask you about your speed, Kyle, right? I've seen you clock this year at 19 miles per hour. So that's probably one of the most slept on parts of your game is your speed. But when you see you on tape, when we see you on film, you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? You're getting open and you are torching defenders. So talk a little bit about that game and just how you continue to kind of hone in on that and be able to show it on Friday nights.
Yeah, that's funny you bring that up because actually Friday night at Cambridge, I clocked in at 20.14. So the speed question, I don't know. I think if you get out there and run a 40 in your underwear with nobody chasing you, I don't really know how much that says about you. But you get out in the field and you run past DBs every week. I think that pretty much answers all the questions that need to be answered.
Gotcha. And last thing for me, before we talk about your commitment, just talk about the relationship you kind of have with Coach Brown, your receiver coach at Kell, just about his impact on your game and how he just kind of helped you continue to flourish and get where you want to be.
Yeah, Coach Steph has truly like changed my life and changed my game in football. Like I was with him a few hours ago training, and we were talking about how to not look like what I look like now in January. And it's just been a complete blessing to have him every day training me in Indy and practice because people pay to train with him every week, and I just get him every day in practice. So that's just a complete game changer in terms of that. We're definitely the most prepared receiving corps in the state every week. So just having him has been a game changer for me.
Gotcha. Well, without further ado, Kyle, we're going to give you this moment. I know you just had a birthday. You graduate in December 4.0. So, guys, he gets it done on the field and off the field. He's a phenomenal, not only player, but person, great leader. So, without further ado, man, we'll go ahead and let you announce where you're going to spend the next couple of years in college.
Yes, sir. For the next few years in college, I'll be attending Eastern Kentucky University.
Nice.
Nice. And you see the gear right there, guys. Let's give them a clap up. It is official. Eastern Kentucky, there it is. What a great graphic. Eastern Kentucky Cardinals is where Kyle Vaka will be spending his years. You kind of look good in the red there, man.
Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. I love the red, so it's going to look good.
Yes, sir. So just a little bit about the commitment. Like we talked about the journey at the start, but just Kyle, kind of tell us, I know you went on a few visits over the summer, right? You went to UAB. You went to Louisville. Just what stood out about Eastern Kentucky that said, okay, hey, this is where I want to spend my home?
Yeah, I'm obviously faith is big in my life, so I feel like God, like this whole process, I knew God was going to put on my heart where I needed to be. And when I went up to Eastern Kentucky a few weeks ago for the game, I mean, the environment was just amazing. Like the second we drove in, it was a bunch of people tailgating and people excited. Like, I've never really seen a fan base that excited about their team on visits I've been at. Everyone's excited. They had a great interest to the game. The game went all the way. It was a crazy game where they won at the last second, so that was super exciting. And then also Coach Wells and Coach Cox, I really like what they stand for. Coach Wells seems like a really down-to-earth guy. He showed up into the recruits room with jeans and cowboy boots and a plaid shirt on, and a flannel. So that's kind of that them being down to earth and me seeing eye to eye with them, and then just the game day atmosphere, and like people are excited about Eastern Kentucky football, and that's what I really wanted to see.
Got you. And then last one, I'll throw this one to you, Craig. Just talk about the relationship you built with the receiver coach. How kind of was that? Your communication kind of back and forth, and kind of how did the offer kind of come to be?
Yeah, so Coach Cox actually offered me in June. I think I know the exact date because I was at Virginia's football camp that day. I think it was June 6th. He offered me after Virginia's football camp, and we had been kind of in contact throughout the whole summer. And he kept texting me, like he texted me every Friday, good luck, and we had been in contact. But I really just wanted to get up and see Eastern Kentucky and check it out for sure. So when I went up a few weeks ago, that's when I first met him in person, and we just kind of hit it off. And he seems like a great coach and somebody that I would want to play for.
And then Kyle, I used to play receiver. It was probably a year ago. I tried to give you a little advice, and then I stopped doing that after the first game of the season. I think it was 1 minute into the game when I saw you toast the secondary and catch that. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I need to be listening to him now. But all these colleges, they have different schemes, different systems. I want to ask, what are you bringing to the table just as a receiver, your potential, just wanting to play early? Just what do you think you're going to be able to provide at the college level?
Yeah, I think as a receiver, my best trait is being super quarterback friendly. Like, I'm going to be at the right place at the right time when you need me to be, and I'm going to make the play that needs to be made. If the ball is thrown to me, I'm going to catch it. It's not something you got to worry about with me, and I feel like that's my biggest trait. Like I said at the beginning, is being quarterback friendly. I'm going to be at the right place at the right time. I'm going to know the route. I'm going to know the play, and I'm going to make the play. So.
Yeah, and then watching you, it looks like you've mastered the ability to kind of disguise your routes, make your release look good. You have all these different tools in your arsenal. I mean, how has that helped you this season? And just do you feel like college ready at this point?
Yeah, I think that type of stuff just comes with experience and playing since I was young at the varsity level. It got better every year with knowing defenses, and like I said, the game slowing down, knowing how to get in the DB's blind spot, and then Coach Steph just taking my route running to another level. So I know me and Coach Steph have been preparing for college since I got to Kell. So I know I'm ready and I'm prepared and I'm excited.
And then speaking of kind of scheme fit, you talked about being quarterback friendly. For us that don't know, tell us a little bit about kind of how the offense is for Eastern Kentucky. What kind of system do they kind of like to run if you can when you're at the game? Is it more kind of pass friendly? Is it a little bit of bounce? What did you see when you was on the visit?
Yeah, I saw they like to do a lot of things. It's not really they want to pass it all the time. They want to run all the time. They can do a little bit of both, and that's what you want to have in an offense. You don't want to be one dimensional because if that gets shut down, then you're kind of in no man's land for the rest of the game. So they do a lot of things, pass and run, and I really like that.
Got you. Now you guys are riding high this year. Kell's having a phenomenal season. Big time game this Friday against GAC. It's going to be on TV, Peachtree Sports Network. So tell us a little bit how excited you are to kind of just be on TV again. We've seen you kind of just go off against Parkview in that game and have a big touchdown. How excited are you for that matchup?
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, I've been looking forward to the GAC game forever. I don't even know how long, because we knew the region would come down to the GAC game, and I got some buddies over at GAC who've been talking to me for a while. So I'm ready to just stop all the talking and see them on Friday night.
And what's it been like just going to a new team this year with Kell, just building new relationships with those teammates? And then, as Najeh mentioned, just the success you guys have had back in the conversation in 5A. You got this big opportunity this week to get that region title. I mean, what's it been like just kind of building bonds with a new team?
Yeah, this has been the most fun year of football in my life, and I've told my close friends that, and the people I care about, that this has been truly the most fun year of football that I've played, and these are my favorite group of teammates that I've had. I think we're a really tight group. We're really connected, and we play for each other. And I think that's something you got to have on a team if you want to be good. And I think we get better every week. We improve every week, and we're going to be peaking at the right time near the playoffs.
Now, I'm going to give you a descriptive question. I want you to answer this for me, Kyle. Just for those that don't know you, just who is Kyle Vaka, if you had to just say? I know you're laid back, you're to yourself. Today, you got your dad, you got your girlfriend, you got a couple close friends. You were to yourself. So, for one, we appreciate you having us here. But just who is Kyle Vaka, if you had to say answer that question?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit it on the spot. I'm a man of God. I'm a man of faith. I'm nothing too crazy. Pretty laid back. Just I like to play Xbox. Like to hang out with my friends and have a good time. That's really all there is to it. I like to play basketball too. Not a lot of people know that I can hoop. So
Okay, got a little bit of hooper in there too. And then what would you just tell the Eastern Kentucky fans what they're getting out of you when you come on campus and you step on campus next year?
just be ready because we're getting ready to go, and I'm excited, and I hope y'all are excited too.
And then, how about just numbers? I mean, what have you been able to do in terms of the weight room, speed, and just how has that improved just this year?
Yeah, this morning actually something popped up on my camera roll from like 1 year ago today, and it was a clip of me playing Blessed Trinity, and I started watching the Blessed Trinity film, and I was just realizing how different I am of a player right now than I was a year ago. Just like size, speed, everything. I feel like this last offseason was the hardest I've ever worked, and few people know what I've done the last 10 months, moving cities and in terms of the work I've put in, it's really been a grind, and to see it all pay off right now, it's awesome.
No, it's amazing. You started running track too right before this season. What about just the film room? It seems like you're really able to read defenses now, and that's another aspect of your game you've really just bought into.
Yes, sir, and I think that's another big part of my game that Coach Steph brings because Coach Steph played at Western Kentucky, and he's been big on us, not only like the physical parts, but the mental parts of reading coverages and reading defenses and breaking down film and things like that. So I think Coach Steph has definitely helped me a lot with that kind of stuff.
And then how important is it just playing a receiver position? Just using the leverage kind of against the corner, right? And then just being able to kind of find that sweet spot in the defense and kind of just be there, like you said, that quarterback friendly. Knowing when your quarterback is being there, he's under pressure, you're right there, you're gonna catch the ball, you're gonna make it a big play, you're gonna have that yak yardage. How important is that?
Yes, sir. It's very important, and a few people, unless you're a real wide receiver, few people understand like the art of route running. Like route running is an art. You got to get from point A to point B, and it's your choice how you get there. You can do whatever you need to do to get there. You just got to be there at the right time when the quarterback needs to throw it. So that's when the art comes into it, and you can kind of, like you said, use the DB's leverage against them. You're not gonna run a slant the same every time. You're not gonna run a post the same every time. It's gonna be different based on how the DB's playing you. So that's definitely a big thing is using Coach Steph, and he's got me really ready for that, is reading DBs and how I can break off them.
And then I want to talk about this specific aspect. You talked about a lot of the work you put in these past 10 months to get where you are. What would you tell receivers that are trying to just get that growth, right? Kind of maybe they stagnate in their game a little bit. They want to get the growth and get to where you were. And then just kind of describe for us kind of just the work that you put in day day out. We weren't there with you, but if you can describe what were you doing? What was your workout regimen like? Were you doing, 2-a-days? Were you working out 5, 6 days a week? What was that workout regimen like?
Yeah, so the winter was crazy. The winter was crazy when I got to Kell. Mondays, well, we had track practice every day. So Mondays we had football weight training. So we would do a run and a lift, and then we'd have track practice. Tuesdays we would go run, lift, track practice, and then we would go from track to Coach Steph at Mud Creek. Those were some long days. Wednesday was run, lift, and then we had track meets on Wednesdays.
Wow.
And then Thursdays was run, lift, track, Coach Steph, and then Fridays was kind of run, lift, and then we didn't really have track. That was kind of my recovery day. So the winter was definitely super intense, but just aside from the physical aspect of it, I think a lot of people they don't understand. You just gotta like close everyone out and just work. Like everybody wants to talk and like compare themselves to other people, and it's super cliche. Everyone says like stay down till you come up, but like it's really true. Like you don't gotta do all that talking. Just focus on you. Focus on what you need to do every day. If you focus one day at a time and live in the moment and focus on one rep at a time, then over time it all builds up. So I think you can't look at the big picture too much, and you can't look at other people too much. You just gotta kind of focus on you.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. And you've done that. You just kept getting better and better. You were patient with the process, and here you are. But want to ask you, do you remember your first ever touchdown? And then what's been the highlight of the career so far?
I definitely remember my first ever touchdown that game with a double OT against Cambridge on TV for the region my sophomore year at Johns
So there's
Creek.
history with Cambridge.
Yeah,
Alright.
the play wasn't even supposed to go to me. It was Z in. I forgot the name of the play. I ran a wheel route and caught it in the corner of the end zone, and that was definitely made me super happy. First ever touchdown. And then what was the second part of that question?
What's been the highlight so far? Just a specific play, a game you guys won, or just
I
so
think
far?
it's been just seeing it all come together this year. Like I said, this has been the most fun year of football in my life. The most fun group of teammates I've ever been around. I think that football is delayed gratification. It's like you got to put in a lot of suck to get to where you want to be. So it sucked for a while, and now I'm seeing it all come to light, and it's kind of it's amazing to see everything come to fruition.
And I just want to talk about one more aspect. I just want to talk about you being a student in the classroom. I mean, 4.0, that's not easy to do. You are running track, you're playing football. How do you balance everything, Kyle? How are you just able to be able to be on top of your studies with all this other extracurricular stuff you have?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it gets really overwhelming when you look big picture at it, like Sunday night when you're looking at your entire week. But if you wake up Monday and you're just looking at first period, and then you're looking at second period, and you just go period by period, and now I got weight training. Okay, I'm done with weight training. What do I got next? Now I'm at track practice, and I try to do that. I'm not trying to think about Wednesday on Monday. I'm not trying to think about Friday on Monday. I'm just trying to take everything as it comes to me. And when you do that, everything builds up over time. But if you're looking big picture at everything, it can definitely get overwhelming. So I try not to do that.
Yeah, I can't believe it's already week 10. I mean, has it felt like it's gone by faster than previous years?
No, it's gone by so fast. I woke up this morning and I was like, where'd the last 2 months go? Because I feel like I was just playing Parkview in August, and now we're in like week 8, and we got a few more games left of the regular season. So it's going really fast, and I'm just trying to capture every moment I can.
And one other question: can you hear your parents from the field when they're cheering in the stands?
I definitely can. Sometimes I feel like I got a knack for like my mom and my dad's voice when I hear them in the stands, and it kind of gives me a good laugh when I hear them. So yeah.
And the final question, I think, just to wrap it up, just talk about just the impact your parents just had on your life, Mr. Rob Vaka, and your mom as well. Just talk about what they kind of meant to you and just kind of help you get where you are today.
Yeah, definitely. My parents, they mean the world to me because they believed in me before anybody else believed in me. And they've always supported me and done everything they can to help me succeed, and taken me to all the trainings and make sure I was good. So they mean a lot to me.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, this is the official Kell Vaka commitment. We thank you so much for tuning in. Go back and replay it on our YouTube channel. It is on Brinks TV. We want to thank also John Brickers for, of course, letting us use your house in the studio. And we want to thank, obviously, Rob Vaka as well for just letting us come in here and be able to be a part of this great moment for Kyle, and allowing us to kind of have the floor and ask him these questions and officially unveil this commitment. So thank you so much for tuning in. Craig, you got any last words?
Yeah, congrats to Eastern Kentucky, getting a heck of a receiver. And Kyle, we can't wait to see you this Friday and the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Go Longhorns.
Yep. Yes, go Longhorns.
Good.